Why are my indicators flashing like that? Don't know anything about circuit boards. Look what the passerby just gave me. Who recognises these? What's up, champions? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video was meant to be MOT day for the fantastic little Fiesta. I did not make it to the MOT station, and you'll find out why in today's video. Hope you all enjoy. First things first, let's change them two bulbs that were out. Let's change the bulbs, change the bulbs, let's change the bulbs, let's change the bulbs. Sorry, 3 bulbs that are out, the 2 side ones and the front indicator. What the hell's this thing? Is that a grenade? Quick release indicators. Right, let's change this bulb. Squeeze and twist. And these ones are probably twist. There you go. The bulb will be in there. There we go, new bulb on. The bulb's changed, and while I had the battery disconnected, I sprayed some of this food plant grease down the sides of the hazard switch. You know how it was dead sticky and it wasn't like coming out all the time, so I sprayed some of that down there. And while that was up, I sprayed some contact cleaner down there as well. Let it dry out, and I have hazard lights. Hazard switch is working wonderfully. I know there's going to be someone in the comments going, you shouldn't use that on the car. Listen, right, I've drove cars with no front seats while sitting on a milk crate with both front flexies clamped off with mole grips. I ain't scared. So indicators work. Oh, put a key in the ignition. Indicators work going right, but when you go to go left, it's really keen to turn left. Why are my indicators flashing like that? Before I go tearing into relays and tracing wiring and such, I'm definitely going to check out this block that's attached to one of the cables. Could this be the culprit? Hell is? What is going on? What is it? Bit of cable fell out, and I had this attached to it with some sort of like conductive like connector thing. There's something else being attached into this. It's kind of close up, isn't it, in my fingers? Let's just put a little bit of electrical tape over that. If this works, this will be the first time I've had first time luck with indicators. Pop that back on. Come on, baby. Show me what you're made of. Nope, still fast. So, before I go chasing earths, let's take the steering column off and have a look in here. This was always not working right, was it? So, a bit iffy. This looks a bit ill-fitting, the steering column. Plus, it doesn't look like the right colour compared to the rest of the plastics in here. It may be the right one, but it looks like it may be off a different one. Plus, this choke handle is snapped off, which leads us to believe that it's been out of here before and someone's broke it, taken it off and been messing about with something in here. I'm like a modern day Columbo. Some detective me. Just one more thing. When most of the relays live down here in this little cubby hole next to the steering wheel, behind the fuse box here, you take them 2 screws out and the relays are on a panel behind there. That's what the book says. The indicator relay lives underneath the binnacle here, steering column, what have you. So first things first, let's take out this choke cable. What type of nut is that? What type of witchcraft is this? Circular pliers? Have I got any small enough to go in there? I thought I heard something ceramic break. The neighbour's getting a roof done though, so I thought it might be a roof tile or something. Turns out it was my plate that had my chocolate cake on. Don't worry, I ate the chocolate cake. I hope you can see, it's bright as out in here. Well, there we go. Oh, twist one. I thought it was a thread. 4 screws underneath the column. I'm hoping that's it. I hope I don't have to take off the bonnet handle or anything like that. I don't like how this panel's been disconnected. It's almost like they were looking for a fault but never found it. I found a stubby, but whoever put these on in here chewed them to bits. Oh no, the 2 screws under there. This should come off now. Sweet. First things first, is there anything obvious? It's obvious I don't know what I'm doing. Well, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take the bloody flasher unit off, not the casing of it. Well, there's the flasher unit, there's the case of it, and I cannot see anything obviously wrong with it. Then again, I don't know anything about circuit boards, but nothing looks burnt out or anything like that. So, would it be this? There's one flasher unit. If it was knackered, would the hazards not be working as well? Or is there a possibility that just the left-hand turn is knackered on it? Let's pop it back in, carry on investigating there. Right, I've had the door trim off, I've had that in there, I've checked all the earths and I've cleaned them and I've put them back on, including a wiring. I don't know what the hell this one is for, maybe just like a reverse light or a handbrake light or something like that. But that had bare wires in it going through there, so I've taped them off. So I traced all the wiring, checking all the earths, taking them off and cleaning them. Also cleaned the earth here, there, followed all along, couldn't see any fault in the wire. And I took this out and I prised the spring up a little bit more as well, so it was touching more. And by the way, I know it's like seconds on videos, but that was like a good hour and a half of tracing wiring through the car. We have indicators, normal flashing indicators. We've also, I think we've got extra lights as well. Not like bad ones, you know, like ones that are meant to come up before you kick the car over. I think we have anyway. Must have fixed a few things. So I've had one of the kids sit in the car and press on the brake while I spin the wheel, and this wheel works champion. But when I spin this wheel and he jams on the brakes, this wheel does not stop at all. And I've had a look and the caliper just isn't moving whatsoever. So let's put my phone on the charge and I'll whip the caliper off. So I tried using the air compressor to push the cylinder piston out the brake caliper. That just wasn't budging. Tried using mole grips, just wouldn't come out. So eventually I realised that the attachment on my grease gun screwed into the brake caliper. So I used the pressure out the grease gun to push out the cylinder. Has anyone ever done this before? I cannot be the first. I know it'll get completely packed up with grease, but I'll deal with that after and clean it all out. But anyway, brilliant way of popping the thing out of there. Whether or not it's going to be salvageable enough or not, I don't know. So here I am cleaning out the grease out of the brake caliper with brake cleaner and degreaser, giving the piston a sand, but it is very, very pitted and corroded and lots of divots in it. I don't know if this is going to work, but if I manage to get brakes for the MOT, then it's done its job for now. Gently push the piston back in with a cold chisel and a lump hammer. Well, that worked until it didn't. Span a few times, it braked okay, and then after a few goes it just stopped working again. Caliper seized back in. Ah well. Sorry I didn't film all that, but I had my phone's burning through battery like crazy. One of the reasons I want a GoPro so you get multiple batteries. Anyway, I tried to spin the wheel when I first put the caliper back on, and it wasn't spinning. It looked like the wheel was seized. I was like, what the hell? And I was investigating. I took the caliper back off, and then I realised when I was in the car last, I knocked it into gear. So I took the caliper back off again and put it back on for no reason. So I know I definitely need a new caliper for this side. It's best practice to change both, but so I'm just going to change the one. The bleed nipple on this side was absolutely mangled and took some getting out, so what I want to do is check all the other bleed nipples on the brakes and make sure they come free easy enough. And then I'll just order up the one caliper for this side. I've seen a reconditioned one. I just want to get it through the MOT as cheap as possible and then start spending money on her after she's got an MOT. So I've already got the wheel off on this side. So let's see if the bleed nipple will come free easy enough. It's an 11mm on here, and I've got a 6-point socket to give it the best chance of coming off and not rounding off. When you love it when that happens. Yep, there's brake fluid in there. Champion. Let's pop this wheel back on. Check the bleeders on the back brakes. Yeah? You can have as many as you want, Anna. You can have as many as you want. Do you want them both, like? You have another one then, okay? Right, let's see if the near side rear will pop off easy enough. Christ, how a bit excessive, I know. I kind of find my little pry bar. There we go. Well, that was on there. I want to know if I'm going to be ordering up rear pistons as well. Cylinders, pistons, whatever. Oh no. Oh no. You're shorter 11. Is it 11? And this one too? It's not. What are you? Are you an 8? 10. It'd be good if you're a 10. Nope, you're not. Are you a 9? Nope. Got an 8 yard, an actual brake pipe spanner. What size are you? These kind of be imperial, couldn't it? Got an 8 yard on a 3/8 inch adapter thing because I cannot find a 1.5 inch. Come on, baby. Oh, yes. Right, it's getting late. It's getting dark. Let's see if this one will pop off. Can you see? Is it on there? Yes. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I mean, as long as you can bleed them, we'll check them if they don't pass the MOT. Replace the shoes if maybe the cylinders if they're crap. Good morning. Early Sunday morning. Had a late one yesterday, busy running to the tip and such, and I ended up chatting with someone on the driveway. I was busy continuing to sort stuff in here. Like I say, you got to make mess to make tidies. Sorting that corner, I built them shelves, which were from Lidl. The better of the cheapy shells I've had, you know, them ones that I think were 30 quid or something like that, compared to the ones you see all over the internet all the time. Them ones, they're a bit pants, but these, what we paid for them, not bad at all. So sorting out that for the shed, got my other boxes over here. Yes, carried on cleaning the garage out, cleaned out this cupboard. You want to see how much stuff I got in the car for the tip run yesterday. Yeah, someone stopped to pass by. He was talking to us about how the Fiesta was his first car. In fact, I get lots of people stopping, different generations of people who said Vivas were the first cars, and people who said Fiestas were the first cars that they ever had. Cars of the people. Anyway, look what the passerby just gave me. Who recognises these? They were red. And they did have a blue stripe running through them, but they've been painted white at some point. Definitely cool. They got the Ford stamps in them, so they are originals. And thank you very much, Paul. Much appreciated. These are very cool. So, as you know, I had to ring and cancel the MOT because I've got no brakes. Pointless putting in for an MOT with no brakes. Also, there's some questionable welding on the sills I noticed when I was underneath there, so I want to address that. So there is still a little bit of work left to do before the Fiesta fails an MOT. But that's the reality of buying a car that was really abandoned. Well, abandoned. Someone stopped using it. It's 35-year-old and it hasn't been used for 5 years. Was it abandoned? Yeah, someone just stopped using it. They didn't drive it somewhere and leave it on a field. Abandoned is just like a YouTube buzzword, isn't it? I use it plenty of times myself. Like a YouTube buzzword, much like I bought the cheapest, or I rebuilt my supercar using only cucumbers from Temu, you know, stuff like that. Let's continue to iron out the stuff on the Fiesta and get her an MOT. Retro rebuild. Putting crap back on the road since 2002. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you very much for watching. Get off your arse and start cracking on with your projects. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.
It's raining from the skies. Bring your demons 'cause they serve you well.